Hey everybody, DeLong Chat Signatures here. This is episode 8 of my 2025 TTM returns, and I apologize for the long wait. My sister's been living with me for the past couple weeks as she got ready to move, and she is now on her way to Florida with her dogs, so I was helping take care of them and everything. But I have 25 successes from the past 2 weeks to share, so let's go ahead and get started on this. First one is a football return. This is a 2 of 2 success coming back in 13 days from former NFL running back Merrill Hodge. Gotten from him before. I think I already have both of these cards signed, so nothing new added to the collection, but still nice to get a success. Next one is also a former NFL player. It's a 1 of 1 success in 13 days from former quarterback Mark Vlasic. Did not have this card of him signed for the set yet. Then we have a college hockey return. This is a 2 of 2 success in 58 days from LIU Long Island University men's coach Brett Riley. Not much of a signature, but I'll take what I can get. I believe he is their first and so far only head coach for Long Island University. They started their program just a few years ago. So cool to get a first-time coach, or first program coach. He did coach at a lower level at one point. Then we've got a college basketball coaching return. It is a 2 of 2 success in 39 days from North Carolina Central coach Lavelle Moten, one of those two. He signed both of these photos for me, and he included a greeting card. Might be a little hard to see, it is kind of a dark background, but he said, "Thank you, Landon, for your kind words." Then we have a college football quarterback. This is a 2 of 2 success in 87 days, coming back from Western Michigan quarterback Hayden Wolf. He's a former quarterback for Old Dominion. I think he sat out the COVID season, or at least Old Dominion didn't play, so he may have another year of eligibility. Not sure. Don't know if he's transferred, but really liked the name. He has some pretty good stats. He's just under 10,000 passing yards for his career, so I wouldn't be surprised if he took another shot next year to try and surpass 10,000 yards. Then we have a hockey rookie card signed. This is a 1 of 1 success in 46 days from former NHL player and current assistant coach for the Manitoba Moose, Morgan Klimchuk. He played one game in the NHL, was a first-round pick, I think, in 2012. Obviously, didn't pan out to the NHL level, but he has been coaching for a few seasons now, I think. Our next success is a 2025 NHL draft prospect. I think he's the first one I've gotten this year. 2 of 2 success in 20 days from Everett Silvertips player Carter Bear. Looks like he has a chance to go in the first round this year. Not sure if he's related to current NHL player Ethan Bear, but still, great return to get. Got another college hockey return here. This is a 3 of 2 success, coming back in 62 days from the men's coach for Bowling Green. This is Dennis Williams. He also included this signed greeting card. I think he's also a former AHL or USHL coach or something like that, if I remember correctly. Then we got an FBS head coach. He will be coaching his first games as a head coach this fall, but this is a 2 of 2 success coming back in 20 days from the new Jacksonville State coach Charles Kelly. I believe he's been part of Auburn, Alabama, and I think he was part of the Florida State championship team back in the early 2010s, or maybe because that's when Jameis Winston was playing there. Then we have a really cool hockey return here. I had seen a few people get this guy back. He is not playing this season, but he is still technically an active player. So I purchased, actually I don't think I had to purchase any of these cards. Got these cards out, sent them off, and they came back signed. Super happy to add them to the collection. It's a 3 of 3 success in 56 days from Washington Capitals player T.J. Oshie. Longtime NHLer. Can't remember if he's hit the 1,000 games or not. I think he's just under 900. But he played for a few different teams, has always been a really solid player, and then most recently was with the Capitals. I think he was with them during their Stanley Cup win. He's been with the Capitals for a minute now, and unfortunately he has had a number of back issues that have held him out this season. Could be long-term. His career could be done. We'll see what happens, but very, very cool to finally add him to the collection and on several set cards. Then we have another hockey return here. This one took a lot longer to come back. I've gotten successes from him before, and it looks like he must have just found a box of old fan mail or something. This is a 2 of 2 return in 1,727 days from former NHL goaltender Brian Elliott. And thankfully, this was on 2 cards that I did not have in the collection, so I can add those to some sets. Then we've got a football return, 2 of 2 success in 18 days from former NFL offensive lineman Joel Hilgenberg. Added him to the 90 Pro set and 92 Upper Deck sets. Then we have a 1 of 2 return from a former NFL tight end. This is a 1 of 1 success in 18 days from Dave Moore. I believe he was drafted by the Dolphins, bounced around to a few different teams, but was best known for his time with the Buccaneers. I think he made a Pro Bowl. I don't think he was part of the Super Bowl team. The other photo I sent was of him. I've seen him sign multiple items for people, but he just signed one for me. He did return the other photo, so not sure what that's about. But still cool to get something signed. Then we have another hockey return here. This is a 2 of 2 success coming back in 51 days from Canada. This is Perry Berezin on some 90s trading cards for the sets. And then another addition to that 1990 Pro set. This is a 3 of 3 success in 63 days from former NHL official Rob Schick. They did get dark spotted a little bit, but I'm just happy that they're signed and I can add those to the collection. We'll continue with the hockey theme here with a more recent player. This is a 2 of 2 return in 58 days from former NHL defenseman and Calder winner Barrett Jackman. I never even knew he won the Calder until after I got these cards back, and then was looking up his stats and everything. Had a pretty solid first year as a defenseman, and then just never really got, too much better. Had some good seasons for sure, but just never really stood out as like a above and beyond for too long in his career. But did have a decently nice career, and happy to get those back signed. Then we have a 1 of 1 success coming back in 20 days from former NFL offensive lineman Keith Sims. Another guy that I've gotten from once or twice before, but now I'm adding him to the 92 Upper Deck set. We have a college basketball coaching return. This is a 2 of 2 success in 47 days from the men's basketball coach for Stanford, Kyle Smith. I believe I wrote to him at his last coaching position with Washington State. Never heard back, and then I figured I'd try again with him switching, and it worked this time. So very cool to get that. Next, we are adding some more hockey to the collection on some more recent cards. This is, where is the success? There it is. 3 of 3 in 56 days, coming back from Canada. This is a success from Pascal Dupuis. I'm going to butcher the name of the team, but he is currently involved with the Shawinigan Cataracts, I think. So that is where I sent those, and those came back rather quickly from Canada. Then we have a racing return, actually 2 racing returns. First one is a 1-of-1 success in 66 days from former Xfinity Series driver David Bonnet. He raced just a handful of seasons. I think it was like the Busch Series or something at the time. Could be not Grand National. It doesn't say what series. Busch Grand National Race. Okay, yeah, so Busch Series. But he signed this 94 Max card. And then, in honor of the Daytona 500, still running at this point because they had a weather delay, I get to share this success. It's, I believe, I could be wrong on the return time on this, but I believe it is a 2-of-2 success in 346 days. Sent it right out right after the start of last season. This is coming back from Denny Hamlin, signing 2-of-2, adding to these card sets. Denny is one of those drivers that usually just once or twice a season will sign. Typically, 2 is the best you'll get. I've seen a few people get 3 from him. Most people I see get 1. I think I've only had a success from him once or twice before. And I keep meaning to write to him a little bit more frequently to try and, maybe double dip or something like that, just because I've never gotten to meet him at a race. I think I've only seen him walking around twice whenever I've been to the Brickyard. But still really nice to add these cards to the collection. Then we have former NFL player here. It's a 2-of-2 success coming back in 21 days from former longtime Chiefs defensive back Gary Barbaro. He had a very solid career and is in the Kansas City Chiefs Hall of Fame. I think he was a 3-time Pro Bowler and had quite a few interceptions back in the day. Then we have a 3-of-2 success from another football player coming back in 23 days. These are coming back from former running back, but mostly return specialist Eddie Payton, who I believe is the younger brother of the late Walter Payton. I sent him 2 photos. He replaced one of my photos with 2 cards, which I am perfectly okay with. But he did sign the one of him as a golf coach. I want to say he coaches for Samford University. I could be wrong about that. That is where I sent, and apparently he is a college golf Hall of Famer as a coach. So that's really cool. Did not know that until I was sending to him. So very happy to get those. Just 2 more successes here, both of them continuing the football trend we got going. The penultimate one here is a 2-of-2 in 26 days from former NFL defensive lineman Tim Johnson. I meant to send this card several years ago because I found an address that worked for him and then never got around to it. And then I saw his name pop up again. I'm like, why do I know that name? And once I saw the card, I knew exactly why. But he has been a really good signer for some time now, and I'm really surprised I never got around to sending to him before. But added the 2 cards that I needed for those sets. Last one is a great return. I've seen a few other people get this guy back. I do not know exactly how long it took, but I'm guessing somewhere around the 5-year range. But this is a 2-of-2 success coming back from a former Defensive Rookie of the Year, I think 5 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pros, and Super Bowl champion, Ndamukong Suh. So I added him on to my 2014 scorecard. He was just in the Hot 100 for that set. He does not have a standard base card, but also added him to the 2015 Panini score set. Not sure if he's in the 2013, but I sent this to a home address, and it was either right after he joined the Buccaneers or right at the end of his tenure with the Buccaneers, because he did play for the Eagles for a few games to end his career. But somewhere between 2019, I think like 2022 is when I would have sent this out. And it is just now getting back. So very, very, very happy to get those. His numbers are good. I think he was like a second overall pick, obviously won Defensive Rookie of the Year. And I think that was his only double-digit sack season. Every other year he was great, but he was also in the headlines a lot for kind of being a bit of a dirty player. But he played for quite some time. I think he played for the Lions. I think he played for the Rams, the Bucks, and then ended his career with the Eagles. And his numbers are good, but they don't really jump out at you. I think he also had an interception his rookie season, which was the only interception of his career. Not something you're going to expect very often from a defensive lineman. But he's like borderline Hall of Fame. I don't think he'll make it, but I do think he'll be on, a nominee list at some point. You would just kind of expect a little bit more from him to consider him for the Hall of Fame, but I could be wrong about that. Maybe his contribution stood out a little bit more than I thought it did. But let me know what you guys think. That is it for this video. I do have another video with some exciting stuff. Last weekend, my sister and I went to a flea market together that she was telling me about, and I got some really cool stuff, and I do need a little bit of help with potentially authenticating some stuff. So feel free to check out that video as well. But that is it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Best luck with your guys' collecting. Take care.